Hello VCAL, it's Mr. Cleary here. Welcome to your Wednesday class. I'm going to spend a little bit of time looking at the Inspirational Australian assignment today and a couple of tasks in particular. Just want to show you how I would go about getting these started. None of these tasks are particularly stressful. There's lots of work to do for this assignment though, so I guess that's what makes this one a difficult one, is that there are so many tasks in here. So I'm just going to scroll down. Just taking a look at this first task, developing understanding and building vocabulary, what makes someone inspirational. So I need to write a list of synonyms for inspiring, inspire, inspirational. So let's say I'm at intermediate level, I need 20 words. Okay, so for this, I would start a new document. There's a couple of ways you can find synonyms. So synonym, for anyone who needs a reminder, is a word that means the same thing. So if your word was big, your synonyms would equal large, giant, huge, those sorts of things. But eventually I'm going to run out of words that I know. But if I right click on the word, I can go to synonyms. And it's going to give me all sorts of words that mean the same thing. So I've got large, giant, immense, vast, great, gigantic, huge. And if I right click on these words, I'm going to get a whole heap of other words as well. So I'm getting mammoth, colossal, titanic, The further you go out, the further you're going to get. So the more words you're going to get. So words really useful for getting synonyms. So grab that heading there, bang that over there. My list of synonyms for the word inspire. Cool, and we can start right here. Right click, synonyms. Stimulate, motivate, stir, encourage, instigate, enthuse, move, arouse. Now, some of these I wouldn't use. I don't know that I'd use instigate. That kind of sounds to me like he's trying to start a fight. I don't think I'd use arouse. Don't think that's a great fit for inspire. But that gives me a list to start with. Okay, and obviously search engines, Google or DuckDuckGo is another one I like to use. All you need to write is synonyms for inspirational, and we're going to get a big long list. Okay, and after that long list you'll find another long list and another long list and another long list. You might also find some useful things in your image search as well, and if you want to use a few images, that would be fine. Okay, and inspiration or inspire is going to give you all sorts of these types of images. So there'll be little words or even the full pictures you could pull out of there. That'd be no hassle at all. Okay, we all have certain sayings that we find inspirational. So those are the sorts of things that you can include. So I was at intermediate level, 20 words. It's not going to take me long to come up with a list of 20 words. Okay, so that's a task that I reckon any VCAL student could get done in under 10 or 20 minutes. No hassles whatsoever. Now take a bit of time to make your work beautiful. A list of words in a Word document in black and white is fine, but if you can put in some borders and pictures and those sorts of things, obviously that's going to look a lot better in your evidence portfolio. Now if I scroll down, this was the list that was provided for this task. Okay. Now a couple of people have texted me to work with different people. Now anyone on here you could choose, even if you don't know who they are, you can choose them and you get to learn about them. Okay, they're all people worth knowing about. But yeah, if you do want to do someone else or even someone that you know that isn't famous but is still inspirational to you, that's fine. Just send me a message and let me know what you're up to before you get too stuck into it. So I'm going to have a bit of a look for Briggs for the next task. Now you might not know who Briggs is. This is Briggs here. He is a Australian musician and comedian and Aboriginal, and he is as funny as hell. Adam Briggs is his name. Briggs, Australia. And I've heard lots of his music on Triple J, and his songs are awesome. His songs, like, I don't think he has any songs that don't have swearing in them. He's pretty angry as a proud um, Aboriginal, and he's more than happy to point out the struggles of Aboriginals and some of the things that the people who arrived in this country did to the original inhabitants. He's happy to point that stuff out, and he points it out in a really funny way too. He used to be on a show called The Weekly, which is on ABC. Adam Briggs, The Weekly, and he was as funny as hell, so rude, always swearing his head off. But like the things he said were always a little bit on the wrong side. But because he is an Aboriginal fellow, there's certain things they can say about the whole Aboriginal experience that a white person can't say, but he would handle it really well. So he's a dude. If you want to listen to some really good music, pop him into YouTube. Just you'll hear some swearing, so be prepared for that. So for the next task, I'm going to focus on Adam Briggs. And the next task I've got here is a A4 size poster. Okay, so you could do that in PowerPoint, you could do it in Word, you can do it with your crafts and your Crayolas and your coloured paper if you've got that sort of material. And just send a photo through on Emoto, or just save your work. You'll be at school next week. I'm sitting on my computer though, and I've got Word open, so I'm more than happy to roll with Word. So the things it wants me to include, and I'm looking here at intermediate level, use images and at least 2 detailed paragraphs to reflect why you chose this person. Incorporate words from your synonyms list. Okay, so making your poster beautiful is not something I need to explain to you how to do. Okay, you know how to make your work beautiful and how to make it presentable. So backgrounds, headings, captions, lots of pictures, all of those sorts of things are what's going to make your poster decent. And at the bare minimum, you need to do these things as too. So use images and at least 2 detailed photographs to reflect why you chose this person. Incorporate words from your synonyms list. You might like to include a word cloud with words that represent your inspirational Australian. Now you might be going, what the hell's a word cloud? Okay, making a word cloud is easy as pie. All you need to do is head to a search, type in word cloud, and the first 1,000 things you could click are going to be word cloud creators. Okay, so I've tried that one. Let's try this other one. Basically, all you have to do, now I'm going to choose a different one because I don't like websites that want to record my data. If I can avoid that, I just will. Let's see what this one's like. Monkey learn. Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. Let's try a different search. Free word cloud. All right, so I was using this one earlier, and I know this one's a good one. So basically, all I have to do is smash in words here, and it's going to turn it into a word cloud for me. So I will put in his name, Adam Briggs. I know he's into Aussie hip hop. Aussie hip hop. He's very proud, Australian, Aboriginal, Koori. I hope I've spelled that right. Better double check that. Yep, got it right. He was on the Weekly. He was crude. He was funny. All right, and I can smash this full of as many words as I like. All I have to do is press generate, and it's going to create a word cloud that I can use. I should be able to just right click, and it's got save as there. Okay, but I can also just snip it straight off the website with the old snippy tool. If you're using your iPod or your iPad or some other device, there will be a way to do screenshots and those sorts of things. But if you're on a PC like me, snippy tool is always a good way to go. Head back to my Word document over there. All right, so I've got my poster coming together here. I'm going to crop this image just a little bit. I don't really need these sides over here. Don't need that one there. Might give him a little bit of a spin. I'm going to change my text wrapping there to in front. That'll let me put it sort of anywhere. Now this word cloud here, I might actually make that my background. So I'm going to text wrap that to behind. put it at the very back, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. We'll see if I can get that to take up most of the page. Now my letters are quite stretched there, but if I came back to here and used maybe another, 20 words, I'm sure that I'd be able to fill the page and it wouldn't look stretched and wouldn't look silly. Now I wonder if I can fade that just a little bit. I'm sure there's a way here that I can make that a bit faded. Reflections, grow soft edges, artistic effects, picture, corrections, color, crop, fill line. There will be something here that will let me change how bright it is so that it's a bit lighter as a background. Picture corrections, picture color. Something around here, I'm sure, will cool that one down a bit. Oh, got some big options here. See what they do. So it's getting a bit lighter there. I'm sure if I played with these for long enough, I'd find one that I'm happy with. So I would include a handful of pictures, not unlike this one. Try and get some pictures of him from his film clips. His film clips are funny as hell. I'd get some pictures from him doing his comedy and his stand-up. And the other thing I would need to make sure I include is 2 detailed paragraphs to reflect why you chose this person. Okay. Now, you should write these yourself. Okay. Do enough research so that you can write 2 paragraphs about the person off the top of your head. Copy and paste if you're really, really stuck, but I think you should be able to do enough looking around to be able to come up with 2 paragraphs yourself. It shouldn't be too much of a stretch. And that, if I was doing this as well as I could do it, half an hour's work. Okay, so I've spent a period now. I've gotten my synonyms list sorted. I've got my A4 posters sorted. Okay, so I'm now down to 9 more tasks. Okay, I know this is a long list, but just tick them off one at a time. Okay, some of them are little 10-minute tasks, some of them take a little bit longer, but there's nothing here you haven't done before as a student of English, and there's nothing on that list that I don't think you are capable of. So please spend your time well today. Get as much of this done as you possibly can. I'm online as always, so message me through the Edmodo page. If you've got any questions or any work to send me any evidence, please do. And have a good double. And I look forward to seeing you at school next week. Cheers, VCAL.